Welcome all to my third lecture, Introduction to Visual Studio Code, Makefile, Compiling and Debugging. So the motivation of this particular lecture is like, if you are not really having the physical hardware, then how to effectively use Visual Studio Code. And also, if you see, there is some Makefile, which is one of the important file, but we will never put our understanding to make understand what is a Makefile. But here I would like to give you some insights what is a makefile means, and also I would like to make you understand the whole process, like the pre-processing, compiling, and then the debugging. So the motivation of this lecture series is try to give some consolidated and effective information so that people can quickly ramp up their knowledge in the embedded. So as I've conveyed earlier, it highly focus on the beginners who is just starting their career into the embedded domain. So the topics what we'll discuss is what is an IDE, and we'll try to discuss about the installation and introduction of the Visual Studio Code, and then the step-by-step process for compiling and debugging using the VS Code. So this particular lecture is highly an effective one. What I recommend you to is like take a laptop, install Visual Studio Code, try to follow up what I'm trying to do. If you face some hurdles, try to solve it. Please don't just listen the video and just close it. Then you will not gain anything. Unless otherwise you face some challenges, you will just think that this will work just like that, or you'll take it for granted. So that is a reason why I am requesting you to take your laptop, install Visual Studio Code, go step by step. Let's get into the video. What is an IDE? It is an integrated development environment, which is a combination of editor, code compiler, as well as a debugger. So practical examples of IDEs, for example, Infineon provides Oryx Development Studio, Texas Instrument provides Code Composer Studio, which basically consists of editor, compiler, as well as debugging. So for a particular microcontroller, maybe the compiler will be free along with the installation of the IDE, or else maybe there are some cases where you need some special compiler to flash or like to have a effective compilation of the code. So the steps in the compiler are pre-processing, compilation, assembly, and linking. And then finally, to run the code to the actual microcontroller, we need some step called debugging. To start with VS Code, so it's an open source software. We can write debug code using multiple languages, C, C++, C#, Python, Java. So, and then you can have a built-in debugger, and you can do a step-by-step debugging. We can automate the whole build process. So these are the advantages with VS Code. To start writing the code, I would like to go step by step. The first step is the installation of Visual Studio Code. So if you try to type Visual Studio Code download, so you will be able to open this particular page where you can just directly download the Windows operating system. If you are using Windows operating system, you can download it. So this is the first step, what is required to the installation of the VS Code. Then the second step is to install MCYS2. So this is an .exe file. So when you try to type msys2.org, you can see this particular page, and then you can directly download this installation.exe file, and the step-by-step process is given. So what is the need of MCYS2? Basically, this is like an Unix like development environments. If you want to type some command in the command prompt, so this tool highly recommends, or like the tool helps you to recognize the words. So that is the advantage of this. So once you do this, the MCYSS2 is ready. Then what you want to do is you want to install the compiler. You want to install the compiler, what you need for your code. So GCC, which is it's a free compiler, and you can install by just typing this particular command. You can see this, it will get installed uh, in MCYS2. I'll try to show you. So basically this will try to get installed in so C. You can see this MCYS64 use RT64. Then inside bin you can see this GCC will get installed. So the process is very simple. So you have to just go over here, and then you just want to type this particular statement and then enter. So if you enter, so basically for me, it is already installed, so there is no upgrade required. So that is the reason why it says that the upgradation it's 0 MB. So I just press in and then it's done. Then the next step involved is the GCC installation is done. Then the next step is add the path of MCYS2 to edit the system environment variables. So why do you need this? So if you want to type some commands in the MCYS2 command prompt, so the system should be able to find that. So that is the reason why we are doing this. So you can go to the this particular tab, edit the system variables. So then you can see the environment variables. Then there is system variables here, path. And if you try to go to edit, then you can see this. Already I have installed this GCC. This GCC is installed inside this folder. So that is the reason why I try to give this path directly in the environment variable. So this is the next step what you want to do. So now once you do these two, the next is the make installation, the pacman s make. So why do you need make? Make is you are trying to convey which compiler you want to use, what all are the source files involved in your project. Some other information we will see in the next slide. We will talk about the make file. So you want to install this pacman s make. So let's try to do that as well. So this is also the same. You just want to open MCYS2, just paste it, then just enter. You can see this will get installed. So this is the next step which I recommend, because if you have a make file, there are a lot of advantages. If you want to compile multiple files, you can very well do with a make file. I'll try to show you with some practical examples. Then what you want to do is open the Visual Studio Code. So you can see the VS Code. Then you can see this different options. So this is nothing but the folders, what things you are browsing. This is search. This is something with Git or GitHub if you want to commit some code, run and debug, and extensions. So then once you go to extensions, you want to install C, C++, like this particular extension, which is provided by the Microsoft. So you can see multiple videos where you can see the same steps, maybe in a scattered way. They will try to go through step by step. But what I want you to understand is what is the reason, or why are we doing this, right? So what is the purpose of installing of extensions? So this suggests you auto suggest code, finding errors at the earlier. So if you do some mistake in the coding, you need not to wait till the compilation of the code. It will try to show you at the very starting itself. And also debugging and running the code. So this is the reason why we are installing this extensions. Now let's try to start with some practical examples. So now I just have a simple main file. It's very simple. I just try to create new and then just type main.c, and then just I type this lines of code. Just stdio.h, the standard library in main, then print of hello world, and then return 0. So the next step is to create our own make file. So let's do this. So just you want to open make a file. That's all. So we are trying to, then automatically the VS Code will try to understand this is a make file. Now let's try to copy, I just made very simple make file. I'll try to show you. So I will just paste it. So what does this says? CC, it says the compiler. What is the compiler you need? The compiler is GCC. Target, what is the output finally you want to generate? Like I want to generate as an output. So I just mentioned output. What all are the source files? So the source file is main.c. And I want to create some object files. And then I'm doing some cleanup as well. So this is a very basic or very simple make file, what I try to make it. Now let's try to check whether the installation of GCC and the make, whether the VS Code is able to find. So you just want to type GCC -- version, then it will give you. If you want to see which where, then you can just type with GCC. So it's basically inside UCRT64 bin GCC. If you want to know the make, so again it's the same make -- version. So you can see which, it's GNU make 4.4.1. So which make, so it's nothing but it's inside USR bin make. So the installation is proper. You can try to identify with this and the make file we have generated. And the next step is to generate the .exe file. Is very simple. You just want to type the make, just enter make, and then you can see the VS Code generated the main.o, the object file, and the output.exe file. So which is nothing but the executable file. So we have reached till this step. So all good. I hope I have really given a consolidated information. So now, so the next step is to launch the code or try to run the code and see the output. So to do this, you want to install the debugger. So the debugger, what we are trying to use here is GDB. So just try to copy this and then open MCYS2, and then you just want to paste this. So for me, it's already installed, so there is no need of any upgradation. Then you want to come to the VS Code. So I'll try to show you the next steps. So we are having this main.c, which you have created, the output.exe, which also we have created. Now you want to launch it. To do this, in the command palette, you can see run and debug option. So go here, create a launch JSON file. So you will see multiple options. So what we need is C++ GDB, or the GDB is the debugger what we are trying to use. So now it will ask you for multiple options. So what we need is not attach, what we need is launch. So once you go to launch, you want to enter couple of things what is required for you. So maybe let's try to do that. So one is the current working directory. So the current working directory you want to give proper of the folder what you're working. And the next one is what you want to execute. Even in Code Composer Studio, when you the initial compilation is you normally will press the hammer sign, the build. The next is the launch. So we are trying to launch it. So the program, so we have created this output.exe file. We have given the name as to generate as output. So the same output.exe is generated during the compilation process. This we are saying to execute or launch basically. And then what you want to give is the debugger path. So you can give which GDB. So in the command prompt, and you can see it will give you the path of the debugger path. So I try to give the debugger path as well, and then maybe some external console also I'll put it as true. Now let's try to go here. Like launch is done. I've just saved it. Main.c. Then you go to run, start debugging. So you can see it opens an extra console in your environment. To keep a breakpoint, you can just keep a breakpoint. Then maybe let's try to do again. Start debugging. Yeah, now you can see the breakpoint hits, and then you can do some step over. So now it's just you can go to the next step. So you can see in the extra console you can see this hello world getting displayed. Now if you assume that you want to modify your program, then what you want to just do is, maybe let's try to create a small structure, maybe a typed of structure. I just try to create this type of structure. Now, let's maybe give some give some element. Let's try to give this unsigned int. Maybe let's give number. Let's say that some uh, array, the structure name, and then I'm just saying that it's an let's give an instance. Let's call it as element one. Now I've just created an instance. Now let's try to give this value element one. So we have to give the same name. I just try to copy here dot and number. Let's try to give it as 10. Yeah. Now, if you want to again build it, what you just want to do is just go to terminal, just type make. So the updated files will get generated. Next step is to launch it. Now it's very straightforward. Maybe you can, let's keep a breakpoint and then just try to go start debugging. Then you can see the debugging happens. And if you want to see this value, just type this value over here, element one dot number is the value what you want to see. So once you do the step over, you can see the value get displayed, and the hello world you can see in the extra console it's getting displayed. So hope you are able to see some consolidated information and try to get some very insightful knowledge in this lecture. So if you like my video, please like it, and if you have any queries, please put your doubts in the comment. I'll try to surely answer at the earliest. Thank you all for listening to my video. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.